This conference will now be recorded.
Sorry, can you come again? What did you say? I didn't get it.
मतलब इंट्रोडक्शन में क्या क्या चीज़ें ऐड करनी है, मतलब what kind of
अपने
details you
अपने बारे
want?
में बता दो, अपना बारे में बता दो थोड़ा बहुत कि क्या आपका बैकग्राउंड
Okay,
है, कि पाइथन
okay,
प्रोग्रामिंग से
okay. My name
रिलेटेड
is
या कैसे आप।
okay. My name is Lalit, and I work in a bank, Axis Bank, and take care of business loan. And
ओके
programming के बारे में मुझे कुछ नहीं पता है. I don't know about nothing about programming. Apart from this, I also do a online business. That is t-shirt selling.
ओके ओके, आई सी मर्चेंडाइजिंग सब राइट।
Yes, this is my own manufacturing. The motive of this product, you doing this course is to use this language into my business.
ओके ग्रेट ग्रेट। ओके, प्लीज गो ऑन, नेक्स्ट वन प्लीज।
My name is Rishita, and I study. I'm in first year, and I study in symbiosis.
Symbiosis Pune,
Yes.
great Harshita. So you are in which stream you are in? Computer science?
Thanks.
Okay, please next one.
Good morning, sir. My name is Pukrambam Helena Chanu.
Good
Hello.
morning. How are you?
I'm good, sir. Sir,
Good
I
to know
have
that.
no idea about data science and anything about programming. I just attained this training program just to learn extra knowledge.
I see. Tell me about your background. What do you do
Oh,
exactly?
sir, I'm a research scholar in soil science and agricultural chemistry in Banaras Hindu University.
Okay, great, great, great. Okay, next one, please.
Hello, sir. My name is Neha.
Hello.
Hello. Hi. I study in Geeta
Yes, hi. How are
Vishakhapatnam.
you?
I'm fine, sir. How are you?
Good, good, good.
Yeah, so I am a first year student, currently pursuing my Bachelor's of Technology in Computer Science in Geetam in Vizag. Data science is
Okay,
new to me. However, I am familiar with a few basics of Python.
okay, great.
Yeah, and I look forward to learning more in this class.
Okay, lovely.
Hello, hello.
Yes, please.
Yeah,
Yes.
good morning, sir, and hello
Good
everyone.
morning.
So, yeah, sir, my name is Trilok Kashyap, and I am basically from Dehradun. And right now, I am pursuing my master's in MBA in Oil and Gas Management from UPS College, Dehradun, sir. And I am very fascinated about this technology analyst and wanted to seek new things that will help in my internship. And recently, I got selected in an internship as a position of a data analysis. So I am seeking to learn here so that I can contribute my skills over there. So it will be very
Okay,
benefited for me. So that's all, sir.
okay, great, great,
Thank
great.
you.
Hello.
Hello.
Good morning, sir. My name is Ashima Muyal.
Good morning, Ashima. How are you?
I am fine, sir. I am research scholar in Banaras Hindu University
Mhm.
from agriculture. Sir, I think this course will be helpful for my research in data management. That's why I joined this course. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Okay. So, what exactly you are doing research on? What is your topic of research?
Sir, my research is on designing participatory video with SHG Women of Uttarakhand.
Okay, that's great. That's great. Next, please.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, good morning, sir, and good morning, everyone. My name is Mahima Chaudhary.
Good morning.
I'm an
Mahima.
MBA student. I'm fine. How are you?
Good, good.
Yeah, sir, I'm an MBA student. This is my last semester, and I'm not much familiar with data science, but I'm here to gain much knowledge about it. Uh, I've thought of pursuing MBA further. Recently, I've joined Ultratech also.
Okay,
Yeah, that's it.
okay, okay, great.
Hello.
Hello.
Good morning, sir. My name is Kompal Sitsta.
Hello,
Hi.
good morning, Komal. How are you?
I'm good, sir. How are you?
Good, good.
Sir, I'm studying in third year. I am a computer science student and I'm doing specialization in big data.
Okay.
I'm studying in UPS, Dehradun.
Okay,
And
great.
I am very familiar with Python, ML, but I need to brush up my basics. I know basics about Python, but I'm interested in data science.
Okay.
For that reason, I opted for this course. Thank you.
Okay, great, great. Next, please.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
My name is MD Sadalan. I'm doing MBA from Jamia Hamdard University.
Okay, great, Mr. Shamir. Next, please. So everybody introduce themselves. Nobody's left.
Hello.
Hello.
Sir, I am Piyush Raj from New Delhi. I am pursuing BTech with Computer Science, 8th semester.
Okay.
I am interested in data science because I want to take job regarding this, sir. So this is why I am joining this course.
Okay, great, great.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Hello, sir. This is Moinak Bose from KIIT. My second year is going. I would be starting my third year in
Okay.
engineering. So I am interested in data science from this year, and I was looking into this topic for a long while. I'm quite familiar with, but would like to brush up the things in more details. That's why.
Okay. Okay, great, great, great. Next, please. So everybody introduced. Parekh Nikhil arrived, I guess. So Nikhil, would you like to introduce yourself to everyone?
Hello. Hi. My name is
Yes,
Nikhil
hello.
Parekh. Yeah, I hope everyone is okay
Hello,
and
Nikhil,
fine.
how are you?
I'm good.
Great.
Yeah, I'm working with a German company, Hafle, as a territory manager, and I have no idea about any data science program like Python, ML, and Actually, I wanted to learn these things from last few months, and suddenly I got to know about this course. So I hope it's a good deal. Thank you.
Okay. So everybody have introduced. Please type yes, whoever have done the introduction. If somebody is left, they can introduce. Otherwise, we can start. Okay. So now I'm going to mute you all, and if you have any questions, you can type them in the chat window. I'll try to answer them. Okay.
Hello. Hi.
So
Very
I'm
good
gonna
morning
mute.
to all of you. Hi. Is it Nandesh?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Hello. Hi, Nandesh. This is Yogendra. I hope all
Hi,
of you
sir.
are doing really good because I have been in touch with most of you, and you have been contacting me for all this workshop and and then how this will happen and what about the registration link and everything. So I was the one who was actually coordinating with you all, right? And yes, so being the director of this organization, Brilica Services Private Limited, uh, see this program, this data science using Python, machine learning and deep learning program, this is just a beginners level program, right? So beginners level means even if a person is having zero level of experience into data science, or even if it is an alien word for all of you, then also this program is for you, right? So what you can do is I'm very much sure that you all will learn a lot from this workshop, and then further move into this field, that what exactly are the career scopes in data science and Python machine learning, and how it is actually impacting our day-to-day life, right? Because everything, like if we talk about even the coronavirus statistics, whatever you view over the internet, all of those are done with the help of data science and analytics only. Okay, so this is just the brief and intro crisp program, and in which we will be providing you all the introduction tips and tools, or maybe the tricks of data science analytics, and which you can definitely integrate in your future perspective. Okay, so I wish you all the very best, and I hope you are going to enjoy this. Okay, all the best, Nandesh, and all the best to all of the participants. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Okay. So we'll be starting with the introduction. So I'll introduce myself. So my name is Nandesh. I am going to be the trainer for this particular course, and I'm an experienced data science consultant and a trainer. So this course is about data science, ML, and deep learning. So we'll try to understand why do we need ML, why there is a need for ML, and why there is a need for machine learning. How can we implement ML, knowledge into day-to-day life, different projects. So I'll try to show you some of the demos that you can use and look into. So we'll do hands-on, and I'll request you before I start introduction, what I'll recommend you to install the essential software if you don't have it, so that while I'm doing the introduction, the software gets installed. So what you can do, you can just go on Google and search for Anaconda distribution. If somebody doesn't have that on their laptop, what they can do, they can go on Google and go for Anaconda distribution. I'll share the link as well. And if you face any difficulties installing it, do let me know. So while I'm introducing, you can just download it and put it in the background, and you can just listen to the introduction. Okay, great. So let's start. So first of all, we are going to look into that why computers came into picture. Why there was a need for computers, how computer came into picture, and then we'll talk about programming, and then we'll move into data science and all the other stuff. Okay, so that you can feel the correlation between things and start to get the gist of it. Okay, so let's start. So first of all, you must have been hearing this word a lot, and you must have been, while surfing through the internet, you must have seen which version to download. So the latest version 3.7 you need to download. 3.7, the latest version. If you have 64-bit operating system, download it according to that. 30-bit, 32-bit. First of all, check your operating system architecture. Is it 62 or is it 34? So everybody know how to check the architecture. Is it 62, 64 or 32, or should I tell you? Please type yes or no if you're not familiar.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please, sir. Tell, sir.
Okay. So what do you need to do? Just go to the control panel. I hope you all are using Windows. So go to the control panel, and in the control panel, if you don't have these sort of icons, what you can do, you can just click on large icons, and then what you can do, you can go for system. You can go on the system, and it will show you your system configuration. So I want to know the system type. Is it 32-bit or is it 64-bit? So if it's 32-bit, then go and click on the download 32-bit graphical installer. If it is 64-bit, then click on this one, 64-bit graphical installer, and then just follow the same instructions. Click on next, and then you will get some option to add path. You have already an older version. Is it 2.7? Monica, is it 2.7 or which version you have? If it is 3.7, then that's fine. If it is not, then I would recommend you to update it. Okay, it's 2018. I would recommend you to update it if possible, so that we all are on the same page and don't face any sort of difficulties. Okay, so let's start. So you might be seeing this word a lot: machine learning, data science, on different news articles, on different blogs that you might go on, AI. So that's what we are going to focus on. So I'll try to make you understand this term maybe in next 5 to 10 minutes. And I'm sure if somebody is not aware of data science and ML, you will be shocked to know about it, that what are the things that we can do with it. It's asking to install just for me. Install for the admin. If you are the admin, then you can install for yourself. Okay. Okay, so no option. So you are the admin, right? Click on the first one then. Okay, so let's look at how computers came into picture. So now, looking at this picture, you can think of the early days when there was nothing. We had nothing. So we were fighting for the survival. We were fighting for food, and we were fighting to live. With how to buy. We are fighting for each and everything. Today we have everything in our life. I mean, all the necessities that we need: food, water. But at that particular time, we were fighting for all those things. So you might be thinking that the computer came into picture just because to solve the real world problem, to figure out, how the earth is formed, different types of sciences and all. But let's say, for the sake of argument, let's say there was a guy. Now let's say call this guy to be Bob. So this guy was not doing the same thing which everybody was doing, like fighting with each other, looking for food and water. Obviously he was doing this thing, but he wanted to do things smartly. He wanted to do something different. He don't want to go in the sunny days and for looking for different stuff and do the repetitive task again and again, because I guess he had a programmer mindset. And I believe somebody, if you are programmers, and then you might can relate to it. And if somebody is not, I'll try to give you the relation. So basically, programmers, they don't like to do the same task again and again. If they are doing a repetitive task, they want to automate it. That's why we have automation nowadays. We can't do the same. We don't want to do the same task again and again, basically, because we get bored, because it's monotonous doing the same task again and again. So what this guy wanted to do, he wanted to build something that he don't have to do the same task again and again, the repetitive task he don't have to perform. So to build that thing, the first thing closest to the computer that came into picture, that was we can relate to it as abacus. So we use it to do some calculation, but for using abacus we need to remember the timetable, that which number come at which point and all that. But we don't want to remember that. We want something different. We want to do something better. We are able to do the calculation, but we wanted to do it in a better way. So what we thought of building a calculator, and obviously there was few steps involved. And now that let's say we have a calculator with some sort of tape, now you are able to do addition, multiplication, division just by typing it out. You don't have to add it manually. So see, you can just imagine the hype of the calculator at that point of time, the hype that we have for like Apple devices. So that's what I did. I replaced the Apple logo with the Texas Instrument. Now then, after building the calculator, we know that yes, there could be something that could be built that can solve the repetitive task. If we want to add something, then we don't have to add them manually. We can create something. We have created something that can add, multiply, divide, and minus, all sort of stuff that can do. But it was very vague. How it was doing things, it was very vague basically. So we thought of building something else which is more relatable, and then we thought of building a programming language. So we come up with the idea to build a programming language, and that's when Fortran and Fortran came into picture, when we thought of converting the user input to the machine learning input. Because I guess everybody is familiar with it, that machine only understands 0 and 1s. It will not understand add, multiply, or whatever the input you are going to feed into system. Yes, you need to add Anaconda to your path variable. Okay, then now when we have the programming language, whatever the instructions we're gonna give to the computer, it is going to follow them as it is. So if we'll say show me the moon, it will show me the moon. If I'll say load the picture, it will load the picture. If I'll say go to Jupiter, or whatever the task I will give to the computer, it will do it as it is without complaining. And if then we thought of creating some games, and with games, if we'll say the computer, it will program the computer or the application that we create. If we'll say to go left, it will not dare to go right. If we'll say go up, then it will go upward, not in the downward direction. So it will follow our instructions as it is. Whatever the instructions we are going to feed, it is going to follow. So that was, you can imagine how amazing it was, giving instructions to somebody and it is going to follow the same thing that you are saying to that person without even complaining about it. Now that we have created games, now we have created Excel, now we don't really have to use abacus to do addition and all, and we can buy gifts maybe for our wives or maybe for husband. But no, we are not there yet. We are on the way to reach that particular point. So what can we do? We are able to build calculators, we are able to build games, and we are able to program. So what can we do? Let's say you are a owner of a farm. You have a farm in which you produce fruits or maybe vegetables. So you want to do the sorting of these vegetables or maybe fruits. Let's call them, let's say it's you are harvesting tomatoes. So you want to do the sorting of a tomato. So how you would teach your computer that this is a tomato and this is how you can sort it. So let's say you'll say that if something is red, then keep it. Maybe it is you have a tomato, or maybe you have a apple that you want to keep. So the computer will look at the color and it will keep it. But don't you think it's too vague? So we'll look into that also. So let's say that it's chili harvesting time. Now you are harvesting chili. So what exactly you have to do? You have to go back and you have to rewrite your program, and you have to say that if the color is green, keep it, otherwise just leave it. And now you wanted to give it more clarity. The first thing that we saw, if something is red, so we wanted to give it more clarity. So we'll say if something is round, If something is of red color and if something is of 100 gram, then that is a tomato. That's what we are going to tell to a machine. But that's not always true, right? Something of red color, something of 100 gram, and something which is round, it's not edible, and that is not a tomato. So what exactly do we have to do for our computer to learn that if it is a tomato or it is not a tomato? So how exactly? Let's imagine. Let's go back to when you were kids. Let's imagine how did you learn? First time. How did you learn about different stuff? So your parents might have shown you different pictures of stuff. Let's say you wanted to learn how does a tomato look like, so they might show you different pictures of tomato of different sizes, of different colors, of different shape. Then might be you are able to identify the tomato. They will say that if this is of this color, then it is a tomato. If this is of this color, yes, it is a tomato. If it is of any of these color, then yes, it is a tomato. You have to say that this is a tomato. And this is how machine learning works basically. So the thing that we learn, that is kids learning, and the way we teach machine to learn or to identify stuff or patterns, that is machine learning with some programming involved, some statistic involved. But it is going to be little beyond than kids learning. So let's see how does that work basically. So this sort of learning, when we have labeled data, we know what this data is for. We know this is a tomato, we have a label for it. So the kind of learning in which we have a labeled data, that kind of learning is called supervised learning. We are supervising the machine that how to learn stuff. We are telling it, like we tell to our kids that this is tomato, it is of this color, this is tomato. This is how the supervised machine learning works. So now if you are able to build a model that can sort tomatoes, that can understand how different tomatoes are, then you'll be able to do this sort of operation on your farm. And see how it is different from kids learning. Even if you tell your kids that this is a tomato and you have to sort it, they are never going to work on your farm 24/7. But if you train your machine learning model and deploy that machine learning model, then that model going to run on your farm 24/7 without even any question. It is not going to complain, it is not going to raise any question, it is not going to ask for leave. So that's what we try to achieve with machine learning. If we wanted to automate something, we'll do that with the help of machine learning. Now, do you follow what exactly machine learning is, so that we can look into data science? Please type yes or no if you follow me. Please type yes or no. Okay, great. Great. Okay, so let's look into now what is data science. Let's look into this. So data science, you all must have read this article or might have heard about this, that data scientist is the sexiest job of 21st century. So let's try to look at that. Why is it? Now let's try to understand in a very broader perspective what exactly a data science is. In layman terms, let's try to understand what data science is. So data science is basically converting data into information, into value. So you have some data, you fed that data in some sort of funnel, and it will give out some value to you that you can use. So that is the crux of data science basically. So let's see how all these things happen basically, how we are able to achieve this thing and why there was a need for data science. Now the first thing when we, because data science, to do data science we need data, right? If we don't have data, you can't do data science. So the first thing that happened in 1985, when IBM came with the idea of they came up with the idea of having a relational database. So they created their own database, and that gives us what exactly the database was doing. That database was storing the customer information. It was storing the customer information, also the employees payroll. Now we have this new idea that yes, there is a way that we can store the data. Now when we know about that there could be some way that data can be stored, then people thought of this new term, which is data mining. That if we have a data, what can we do with that particular data? What can we mine from that particular data? So let's try to look at this. So data mining is again a very broad topic, and this is from the article which was published around 1995, somewhere around that. So it was a data article related to data mining. So what does this article say? So this article says data mining is the application of a specific algorithm for extracting patterns from the data. So that's what the data mining is for, basically extracting patterns from your data. You have a large amount of data and you want to extract what is there any pattern in that particular data that you have. So extracting patterns, that's what data mining is. So before data mining, what exactly we used to do? We used to use the statistical tool to do the data analysis. We used to look at the bar charts. We used to create them on our own. Then we used to visualize them, and then we can see that we can show to somebody if we want to show it to a client or we want to explain it to someone else. Just by looking at the numbers, they will not understand. But if we will show them in this form by using the bar charts, they will be able to relate. Yes, there is an increase, which is a continuous increase that I can see in this bar chart. Okay, so then people thought of what can we do? Now we know data mining. There is a term with which we can mine data, and we are also familiar with computer science. So what exactly can be done with this? People came up with the idea to combine these two terminologies, data mining and data science. And that's when data science came into picture, that if we have data and if we use computer science on top of that to extract information in a beautiful manner or in a more optimized manner, that is going to be called as data science. So nowadays, if I talk about how the data is gathered, how the data is collected nowadays, whenever you go to any website or whenever you go to any social media platform, with your each and every click that you click on those apps, a humongous amount of data is being generated, and that data has some value for someone. Maybe you are on a website of Facebook and you are scrolling through some post. Maybe you are reading about how you can be fit, about healthy diets and all. So this data can be beneficial for someone who is selling these sort of product, who are selling the product related to your health, or maybe healthy diets, healthy dieting stuff and coaching and stuff, all that. So this data is going to be essential. It is going to be crucial for that particular company, or for that particular product. And it is also going to be essential for you, because that is the kind of product you might need. If you want to use that kind of product, if you are surfing on the internet, there must be a reason that back of your mind you want it to be fit. So if somebody offers you a good deal to go with the product that you like and that you have a real need for it, so definitely you'll buy it. But how can we know that this is the product that you are going to like? For that, we need to look into data. We need to extract that value from the data. So this was the value that I was talking about. If I have a data of click stream, or wherever you have clicked, how much time you spend, that is like nobody is going to understand that. But if I extract that data and if I give you a simple information to my client, let's say that is my client, that is my client, which is a fitness client, and he want that kind of data. So if I give him that data, so that is going to be a value for that particular client, because he want to sell his product, and these are going to be the customers that might buy his product. So he can market his product to those sort of customers. So that can be done with the help of data science. And now if a large amount of data is being generated, so we need large amount of people to analyze that sort of data, and that's why there is a need for data scientists. And that's why we say this is the sexiest job of 21st century, because the skill is people doesn't have the skill, not a lot of people have this sort of skill to analyze data, to extract information, to convert it to value. Not a lot of people have this information. And there is a simple rule of demand and supply. There is a high demand, but the supply is very low. So that is why it's a very high paying job, and there is again a huge demand for it. Now you might be thinking again that yeah, I get it, but what is the use of data science? So that you talked about that big business, they are online and they need that particular data. But what about the offline businesses? If somebody is running an offline business, then how it is useful for them? So let's say that you are a retail owner, you have a retail shop, or maybe you have a big retail store, and you sell different sort of product in the retail segment. Now you have a data related to your customer history. Now if you are not doing the analysis of that data is useless for you. That is just some numbers which are lying down on the spreadsheet and all. That is nothing for you. But let's say if you analyze that data and if you can get some insight from data, so maybe the insight, like if you can know if somebody is pregnant, and then based upon that, based upon your analysis, you can sell them product which you will sell to the maybe to the pregnant family, maybe to the pregnant parents. So that exactly what Target did. So they identified this thing before. By using their data analysis tools, they identified if somebody is pregnant and they market them the product that they would buy. So they would definitely buy, because definitely they are looking for that sort of product. So let's imagine that you are looking maybe to buy something could be maybe a mobile phone, and you are looking for a very good mobile phone, and this is going just in your head. You haven't searched for it, you haven't talked to anyone about it, but this is just going on in your mind. And you might go through such sort of article, you might read which phone is best and which phone has this sort of specification, different sort of thing, which have a good camera and all. And what happens after reading your data, if there is a company which made good mobile, maybe let's say it's OnePlus or maybe Apple, so they market you their product, that these are the features that they have in their product, and you might have read about those features already, then definitely you will buy that product if you have that sort of budget, right? So let's see where else we have seen data science used. Let's talk about movies. Have any of you have seen this movie Moneyball? Please type yes or no if you have seen this movie Moneyball. Pranav has seen it. Okay. Helena have seen it. Okay. So if somebody haven't seen it, so let me give you the plot, what exactly this movie is about. This movie is about a baseball team. A team which was a baseball team and which was a very poor team. They were losing all the matches, and they obviously want to win matches. So what they wanted to do, so they had a manager and he thought of doing something different. What he did, basically, he analyzed the data of players from different teams, and what he found out the undervalued player, basically the player which were not valued in that particular team. And what he thought of approaching all those players and gathering them and putting them in his team, basically. So what would happen if you have some undervalued player, you analyze their data, what do you think what would happen? What can happen? Basically, you might win one match, might not win one match, might lose few matches, ordinary stuff. You might think ordinary stuff will happen, but ordinary stuff didn't happen. Basically, what exactly happened with that, they won consecutively 20 baseball matches. After forming that particular team, they won consecutively 20 matches in the American history. And how they did it, they did it just because of data science, because they have data, they analyze the data, they are able to get the insight from the data, and they use those insights in their team building. Now, data science is a very vast term or a very wide term again. So data science, let's look at the Journal of Data Science, what exactly this journal says about data science. So it just says that data science, by data science, we mean almost everything that has something to do with data. That means if there is a data, then there is a data science. Without data, there is no data science. If you don't have data, then obviously you cannot think of applying data science on top of that. So that means if you have a data, any kind of data, and if it is good enough, then you can apply data science on that. So now you have understand about data science. So you might be thinking that data science is basically tapping about data, getting some insight, drawing some charts maybe, and seeing the patterns and getting some percentages that, and but it tapping maybe big data and then applying some models on it, making some prediction. But I would say it's way more than that, and we'll look into it. So it is, data science is much more than all these things which might be coming in your mind. So now let's see how we work, basically how we think. So first of all, we think of food and water before we think of a house, or maybe what is the real meaning of life. That is the hierarchy that we follow in our life, right? So let's see what is the hierarchy data science follow. So data, for applying or for doing any sort of data science operation, what do you need to do? You first of all, you need to collect the data, and then you need to store that data. Then only then you can explore it, transform it, maybe aggregate, or may apply some learning algorithm on top of it. So it is divided in three sections. Basically, we have three sections up here. There is a data engineer who is going to take care of collecting the data, moving the data, and storing the data at a particular location. Then there is going to be a data scientist. There is going to be a data scientist who is going to analyze that particular data. I'm sorry, who is going to analyze that particular data, explore that particular data, and then apply. And then there will be a machine learning engineer who is going to apply the machine learning model and deep learning model, optimize that particular model, and that sort of thing. So data scientists can do, basically, this is just a very broad example or very broad category that I gave you, but data scientist can do all these three tasks. He can also store data. He should be aware, he's aware of moving data from one infrastructure to different infrastructure. He should be aware, he will be aware actually about applying the machine learning model, how to optimize the machine learning model. But these are the subsections that we have, that if somebody is specialist in only applying the machine learning model, optimizing that machine learning model, or maybe deploying that, then we call that person to be machine learning expert. If somebody is looking at data, exploring, and visualization, so we call that person to be a data scientist. If somebody is good at collecting data, moving and storing data, building data infrastructures, how to store the data, how the data is going to come, how you're going to store it, how you're going to move it, with what frequency, and all that stuff, that person is, we call that person to be a data engineer. So in this training that we have of 10 days, what I will try to cover, first of all, will collect data from different resources that are available online, because to apply a model, uh, I have to stress a lot on this thing. I mean, data is very important. When you think about data science, data is always going to be the key thing that we need to look for. The kind of data you will have, based upon that, you will be thinking of algorithm, and you will be thinking of techniques that you can apply on that particular data. So let's say we have a data, then what do we do with that particular data? We have to first of all clean that data, because the real world data is messy. It will have some nan values which are not a number. It might have some missing values. It might have data in different data types. So we'll try to see how can we clean that particular data and convert into the type that we can fed the data into a machine learning model that a model can understand. Then after cleaning the data, what do? We analyze that data, what that data is trying to tell us. We're trying to look at that data and try to understand some pattern and try to build our own hypothesis based on that. Then what we do, we apply the visualization tool and we try to visualize that data in the form of bar charts, in the form of pie charts, and we try to look at it, that how does the data look like, if there is any pattern that it is following or anything of that sort. And then after visualization, what we think of, applying the machine learning or maybe the deep learning model on top of that data, and then making the prediction based on that. So these are some of the libraries that we will try to touch upon during the course. That is Matplotlib, NumPy, Python, scikit-learn, Keras, Pandas, and all these. So you might be thinking what exactly library is basically. So let me give you the little understanding what library does basically. So let's say that you know how to do addition of two numbers, and you have written a code for it, and I don't know how to, I know how to do the addition, but I don't know how to use it in the form of coding, but you have written a code for it. So what you will do, you think of this you think of this thing in your mind that uh, I take a lot of time to solve this problem. Maybe it took you, maybe let's say it took you 3-4 days to figure out how to add two numbers. Let's say, just say for the sake of the argument, it took you 3-4 days to figure out how you can add two numbers, and you build the code. And then you think of that there would be a lot of people who might want to do the addition, who might want to do the same operation, and it is going to take them this amount of time, and they have to do this sort of hard work to get to this particular point. So what you thought of, putting that code somewhere at a place. If somebody for somebody if somebody want to use your code, what they will do, they will just use, maybe you gave it a name, maybe addition or maybe add. So if somebody want to use your code, what they can say, they can just say add, and they can import that particular library, they can download that particular code in their notebook, and they can use it. So I guess now you are able to follow what exactly I mean when I talk about libraries. No, this is not going to be about Tableau. This is about data science. So we'll look into the visualization tool that we have for Matplotlib and Seaborn. We will be using these tools for the visualization. So NumPy is a library which we call a numerical Python. So if you want to apply, or if you want to do any sort of scientific calculations, maybe array multiplication or different sort of things, so you can use it with the help of NumPy. And if we talk about Matplotlib will be used for plotting different kind of bar charts, pie plot, line charts, different sort of charts or visualization. When we talk about pandas, basically, so if you have a data, you might have that data in the form of Excel. So you can, now you might be thinking, if I have data in Excel, why don't I go and use Excel directly? So the thing is that if you have, let's say you have maybe 1,000 rows or maybe 10,000 rows, so your Excel can handle that sort of data. Now let's say if you have maybe millions of rows and millions of columns, so how your Excel is going to handle that? Your Excel is going to crash, and that is why we have pandas for it. So panda is going to solve our purpose of Excel, with the help of which we will be able to import our data from that particular Excel file or CSV file and use it in our program, and then we can do our manipulation, visualization, different sort of stuff. So Seaborn is again a visualization library. It is built on top of Matplotlib, so it has few other functionality. We'll try to look into that as well. So then Python is going to be the basic language, or you can say the base that we will be using for applying any sort of algorithm, and we will be importing all these different libraries in Python. Yes, that's what I'm doing, Gaurav. I'm explaining the library. We'll go to them one by one. I'm just giving you a brief overview for now. So when we talk about scikit-learn, so scikit-learn is a library where somebody have written code to how to apply the machine learning model, the different machine learning model that we have. How can we apply that machine learning model on our data? Then Keras is another API that first of all, let's talk about TensorFlow. So TensorFlow is a library and it is built by Google. So it is used for deep learning. So we'll look into deep learning also, what exactly deep learning is. So for now, you can just imagine deep learning, maybe example of self-driving cars and image recognition. Your phone is able to recognize your face with the help of deep learning. If you use, some of you might use Snapchat, maybe Instagram, so you might get different filters on your face, so that is also a kind of machine deep learning. It's a type of deep learning that is going on in the background. So Keras is a API, or you can just simply think of it that it has some functionality which is coming from TensorFlow. So these are the library that we will try to look into. Now we will move to linear regression. So before I move into the linear regression, which is our first algorithm, and if you have any questions, you can ask. Anybody have any questions?
Hello, sir.
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I have a doubt, sir. Sir, as mentioned, sir, Yogendra sir have said that we will going to learn about Tableau and SQL also in this session, and I think it is not mentioned in what you are speaking about.
So I was told that this program is for data science. Tableau is not covered in data science. It's a part of analytics basically.
And
If you
sir,
want,
what about
I can.
SQL, sir?
Sorry.
Yes, sir. SQL.
SQL. Yeah, we can look into that. We can look into
Okay,
SQL with how to integrate SQL with Python.
okay, sir. And sir, one more thing, sir. We'll be
Mhm.
getting this PPT, what you are discussing with us.
Sorry, you said what?
We'll be getting these PPTs.
Yes, yes. If you want, we can. That's not a problem.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you,
Okay.
sir.
Okay. Anybody have any other question that you want to ask? Okay. So let's try to look at linear regression. So how many of you like movies? Okay, so if you get a chance to be a producer, would you like to be a producer of a movie? Okay, so let's imagine that you are a producer of a movie and you've been producing a lot of films from the past, and now you have a thought in your mind. You are actually producing this particular movie, which is Zombie Rising Part 5. So that is the name that you thought of this movie particularly. So for producing this particular movie, what exactly you did, you have put up all your reputation on stake. You have invested a lot of money onto it. You have sold your car, you have mortgaged your house, and all the savings that you have in your bank account, you have invested that saving. Now you are in this dilemma that whether this movie is going to make success on the box office, whether the money that you have invested in this particular movie, are you going to get that money back or not? So you can think of, who is going to come and save you to get you out of this problem. To Is there any way that we can find out that we are able to develop something which will tell me that if I have invested this amount of money in this movie that I made, that can how much money I can expect this movie to make. So yes, there is a way that we can do it with the help of data science. So this is the first project, I would say, just to give you the basic hands-on experience on Python. This is the first project that we'll be looking at to figure out that if I have invested a lot of money on a movie, if I produce a movie, then how much money this movie can make on the box office. So we are trying to predict something. So we'll try to do that with the help of data science. So let's look at this problem as a data scientist. So if let's imagine that you are a data scientist, so how you would look at this problem? Let's look at the steps that you would do. So first of all, if somebody is a data scientist, then what he will ask you, if you are a producer, if you will go to a data scientist and ask him that, so I have invested a lot of money in this movie and I want to know whether this movie is going to make success on the box office or not. So he will, the first thing that he's going to ask you, that give me a question that you want me to answer. So first thing, what he will ask you to formulate a question, and he might help you with that what kind of question you should ask. So let's say the first question that come up in your mind, maybe it was how much money will our movie make? So that could be the question that might come up to your mind, and the data scientist says, so this is not a concrete question, I need a concrete question. What is the thing that you have, and what is the thing that you want to give me, and what is it that you want to find out? In simple terms, I would say, what is going to be the input and what is the output? Because obviously he is a programmer, so he's gonna ask in simple terms, in terms of input and output. So he'll say, give me a concrete question, what is the input and what is the output? So he rephrases the question, you rephrases the question, you says that how much revenue will our movie make? So that is, that is more concrete question that I would say. So let's look at that, how does a movie makes money, right? And you can think of any movie, and that movie might have made a lot of good collection on the box office, maybe Bahubali if I talk about Indian movies. If I talk about Hollywood movies, it could be Avengers, it could be Avatar, different movies that we have, Spider-Man and all that stuff. So how does the movie makes money basically? So first of all, you need a good script. That is going to be the first thing that you require. If you want to make a good movie, you would require a good script, and then after having a good script, you will also require a good director who can put the vision of the script writer, the script that he has written, who can direct, who can take that vision in the cinema form, in the cinematic form, who can express that view to the viewers. Then also you would require a good actress. That is also going to be a key thing that you should keep in mind. And then also you might require the money for the marketing, going organizing different events and all that stuff. So what it boils down to basically money. So for doing all these things, you need money. To have a good script writer write you a script, you need money for that. To have a director to direct your movie, you need money for that. If you need Scarlett Johansson in your movie, you've got to pay a huge amount of money for that. And also for the advertisement, you would require money. So let's see. Now all it boils down to is money. That means we have to input, that the input is going to be money, the money that I will invest, and obviously the output is again going to be the money that I want in return. So let's see how the biggest movie, the biggest movie, that's Avatar, which have invested approximately around $3 billion, if I'm not wrong. They have invested approximately $3 billion on the special effects, on the advertisements, and all the stuff that they create. And this movie made a hit on the box office. So let's see that this is the relationship that I want to find out. I have some budget, and I want to predict some revenue. What exactly I can expect. So let's try to see if there is actually a relationship between a budget and a revenue or not. So let's try to look at this way. So we have a movie which is Avatar, and we have seen this movie this is our x-axis, this movie have invested a lot of money on this particular sorry, this on this movie there has been a lot of money that has been invested, approximately around $3 billion or something. And then can we see what exactly we get on the y-axis? If I go back and if I check my y-axis, then obviously I made a lot of money. Then let's see some other movies. Let's say this movie Spider-Man, it also spent quite amount of money on it. So let's see how much it get in return. It also get good returns also. Let's see this movie Titanic, it also made good amount of money. Let's see what it gets in return. And let's see Avengers also, they have invested a lot of money in that particular movie, and they have created a hype as well. They built all series of that particular movie, and then how much money this movie made. So this is at this point you can check at this particular point that how much revenue you can expect this movie to be. So we can say clearly, we can say there is some sort of linear relationship between the movie budget and the revenue. So this is the first thing that we see when we look at the previous data that we have about the movies, that there is some real linear relationship that exists, that if somebody invests some sort of money in a particular movie and follow all these procedures that we talked about, then he is definitely going to some amount of money. That how much money he's going to make is going to tell us this particular point. This is going to come at this particular point. So right now we can have a more concrete question. We can say, can we use movie budgets to predict the movie revenue? This is a more data scientific question that you would ask somebody if you're asking the question to a data scientist, that if I have a movie budget as an input, can I predict my revenue as the output? Is it possible to do that? This is the first question that you should ask. So now what is going to be the next step basically? So the next step, first of all, is going to be data on the feature, first of all. So what are our features? So features, I guess everybody can relate to this term. Features means what are the speciality of our data, or what is our input basically. In machine learning, we call it to be features. So movie budget in USD is our feature. And when we talk about the target, what is our target basically? So we want to find out what is going to be the revenue. Given some sort of movie budget, what is the revenue that I can expect that movie to generate? Now the next step that is going to be data gathering. Now we go on the internet and we look for the movie data and we'll try to gather it and store it. So I found a website on the internet which is The Numbers. So this movie has data related to movie, as they say, the headline says, where data and the movies business meet. So that means they do have a data related to movie budgets and the revenue. So let's go to this website. So I'll share the link with you. So this is the website that we have. So you can see the movie, this is the movie budget data that they have, and you can see our movie profit and loss record based on the budget information can be found here. So this is a movie, how much production budget this movie had. This movie had close to 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, it's close to 4 million, I guess. Is it it's 400 million, sorry, it's 400 million. So this amount of money they invested in that particular movie, and how much they get in return, they get close to 2.7 billion dollar. That was the worldwide gross of that particular movie. And there are other movies as well. Hang on, these ads are okay. So what I did basically, I downloaded all this data in a file, and I have that in the form of a file. So what we will do now, we will look into this file first of all. So I'll share the Google Drive link with you for this dirty file that I have. Just hang on, guys. So look at this file and see if you are able to download it or not. open this file and in your Excel. So this sort of data you might see. So if I go down and see how many number of rows I have, give me a second. Let's scroll it down. So I have close to 5,300, 5,300 rows, 53, or you can say close to 5,400 rows, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 rows. Now I gathered the data. Now what is the next step after gathering the data? What do we do? So after gathering the data, the next step that we follow is basically we clean the data, because the data that we would have, it will have some missing values. It will be an incomplete data, that is for sure. It will have some inaccurate value, and we might need to do some sort of formatting. So we will do that. So before I jump into that, I will ask you that have you installed Anaconda on your system? Everybody have installed Anaconda on the system or not? Please type yes or no. And please download this file on a Google Sheet or on the Excel. And before we start the cleaning, installing, yes, somebody is installing. So what I will do, we will take a break for 15 minutes, and in that particular time, everybody can install Anaconda and everybody can look at this particular file and can download it and open it in their system, maybe using Google Sheets, and then we will proceed further after 15 minutes. So it is going to be a 15 minutes break. Maybe you can go and have a glass of water, cup of coffee, whatever you like, and in the same time you can do the installation. So before we go there, do you have any questions before we jump into that? Share the link of the movie site. Movie site link, I have shared it. You can check it in the chat window. It's there. I'll share it again. I think it's there. Hang on. Yes, I think it's there. So everybody, let's take a break. So before anybody have any questions, nobody have questions? Nobody have questions. Okay, great. So we'll take a break and we'll start after 15 minutes. Okay, exactly at around, yeah, after 15 minutes. Okay, everybody. So download the data, install the software, so all of you can follow along. Okay.
Hello.
Hello, can you hear me? Hello, everybody.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We can hear you, sir.
Okay, give me a second. There is a. Yeah. Okay. So if somebody is saying that they are not able to download uh, Anaconda, what they can do, they can go to this website. Go to this website. Open this up. And do you have opened this file also? You are able to open this file, right? I've shared the Google Drive link with you. Okay. Once you are on this website, just click up here. Everybody on this website who is facing network problem, they can click on this option, which is try classic notebook.
Those who have downloaded the Anaconda software, they need to launch the Jupyter file.
Sorry?
I'm asking like the Jupyter, those who have already launched the Anaconda software, we need to get to launch this Jupyter lab.
Yes, I will come to that. I will come to that. Just hang on.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. So, guys, are you on the page? If somebody is not able to install Anaconda, are you on this page? Please type yes or no. If you are on this page, then click on try classic notebook. It will take some time and it will open the binder for you. Just wait a while. Just follow the same instructions. If any of you is not able to open. Okay, let me open my Anaconda and show it to you. Installed, but okay. Yeah, if somebody have installed, I'll come to you guys. Just hang on. Just let me open up my Anaconda. So binder is going to take some time to launch. You just have to wait for a while. Yeah, so binder will going to show you this option after that. Okay, let me go to Anaconda. So you need to open the Anaconda Navigator. If somebody have installed it, open the Anaconda Navigator. If somebody haven't installed it, you will be on this page once you click on try Jupyter Classic. If you are on this page, click on this icon. it will take you to the dashboard. Click on this icon. This is the type of window that we want. Okay, let's wait for my Jupyter. Not able to see the exact screen that you are talking about. Okay, not visible. Okay, this is the address that I'm going. Are you going to this website? Okay, what exactly you see when you are on this website? Yes. Are you able to see this screen, this window when you go to this website? Okay, got it. Just hang on, guys. I need to shut this first of all, then my Anaconda will. Okay. So if somebody have installed Anaconda, what do they need to do? They need to click on Jupyter Notebook. The second one, Jupyter Notebook. Click on the launch button. If somebody have installed Anaconda Navigator, then you need to click on Jupyter Notebook and click on launch. If somebody haven't installed Jupyter, I will again say go to this website and then click on try classic notebook. So once you click on Jupyter Notebook, click on launch. This is the kind of window that you might be getting. This is the kind of window. It will say local host something 888 or something 3. So are you able to see this screen? If somebody have installed, are you able to see this screen? Please type yes or no. No. Can't see. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. Are you able to see this screen? Sorry, guys. My screen was paused actually. Yes. It is for someone who is. This is for someone. This website is for someone who doesn't have Anaconda. If they are not able to install it, you can go to this website. Then you can click on try classic notebook. Then you need to click on try classic notebook. It will connect you to the binder. It will take some time. It will open up the window for you. This is for somebody who have installed Anaconda on their system. This is the kind of window you will be seeing once you will click on Jupyter Notebook, not Jupyter Lab. I need you to click on Jupyter Notebook. This one, the one at the second position. Okay, so once you are at this window, what do you need to do? You can create a new folder. Click up here, then click on new folder. Select the new folder. Okay, then it will create a folder which is untitled folder. You can select this folder, go up here and give it some name. Give it some name, maybe ML Python or something, whatever you like. I have already created this folder, so I will not do it. And then you need to go back to this folder. It could be yeah, you need to come at this folder, and then what you need to do, you need to click on the new, and then you need to click on Python 3. You need to click on new, then click on Python 3. This is the notebook that you will be able to see. Now all of you are on this page. If somebody is using Jupyter and somebody is not using Jupyter, you might be on this page, right? Great. So let's talk about how can we use Jupyter a little bit. Then we can move to our data and see how can we clean it, and then we can upload it into the Jupyter notebook, and then we can start working on our data. Okay. So let's see what can we do about that. So this is Jupyter notebook. Basically, this is the notebook that we use if somebody is coming from a non-programming background, or if somebody is learning Python. So I always recommend using Jupyter notebook. There are lots of advantages that we have using Jupyter notebook because it's a IPython basically. What I mean by IPython, basically, if you will perform any operation, the output you will get in the same window. You don't have to go and save your file in other IDs. What happens is that you might have to save this file, then you have to go to your terminal, then you have to select the working directory, then you have to run the file. Anaconda installed 3.7. So that's great. If Anaconda is installed, then you can open the Anaconda navigator and then open the Jupyter notebook. So what I was saying is that in Jupyter notebook, you can see the output in the same window. So see, I'm applying an addition operation. So if I do that, I'll get the output in the below window. If I'll say minus operation, these are basically this is how we program in Python basically. So whatever operation you want, you can apply at this particular time. Maybe I just want to print. I will just say print round brackets, then I'll say hello world. I'll get the output in the same window. If you want to add more cell, you can click on this icon, you can save it. If you want to download this file, you can just go up here, then click on download, and then click on this file. Okay, this icon. Yeah, notebook. And this file is going to be .ipynb file. So you can save it. So this is the introduction that we have for Jupyter. So if I want to run something, let's say I have this code again. So how I'm able to run it? So let me tell you about that. Hello world. So there are two ways to run this code. Either you can do shift plus enter from your keyboard, look for the shift key and then the enter. Or what you can do is you can click on the run. Are you able to see this option run? You can click on the run. It will work up and fine. So that is the introduction to Anaconda. Now, if somebody have a question that why we are using Anaconda, then I will also like to add on to that, that in Anaconda, the library that I was talking about, they come pre-installed. So when I said something as pandas, okay, launch again. Okay, ma'am. So you will be at the Anaconda navigator. this screen you might be able to see, Sunidhi. Then you need to click on Jupyter Notebook, click on launch. When you'll see Jupyter Notebook, you can click on launch and it will take you at this window. Might be. This is the window. You might see different files, different folders and all. You might be able to see them. Okay, so what I was saying, yeah. So if somebody have questions, so yeah, about the Anaconda Navigator, why we are using Anaconda, but there is no Anaconda Navigator. If you have installed Anaconda, then you should have Anaconda in Navigator. Search for it. After downloading, did you install it? I mean, then it should be there. You can search for it, Anaconda Navigator. Yeah. We will be using Anaconda only. Spider is a little tough for somebody who is not coming from the programming background. There are people who doesn't know about programming, so we prefer using Jupyter Notebook. There is a difference. It is used for the development environment. Basically, it's a development environment, and it's a iterative computing. Let's not talk about it. Everybody is not going to understand then the difference. Let's try to keep. I'm trying to keep things simple so that everybody can understand and can feel the relation what is going on here. So if somebody is on the Jupyter, try jupyter.org, then they will be able to see this screen. So what you have to keep in mind that if you will be not using this Jupyter maybe for a while, maybe for 2-3 minutes, 5 minutes or 10 minutes, then it might get disconnected. It might get disconnected and then you have to go back again. You have to open that page. So for that, what you can do, if you write some code, maybe I write some code, maybe I'll say print sum of two numbers, something, there is something that I say, then I'll say that maybe 2 plus 5, and then I try to run it. So if I have this code, then what I can do, I can go to file, then go to download that file as notebook, that is .ipynb, IPython notebook. This is going to be IPython notebook. If you want to use that file, then you can click on this icon. It will take you to the same screen that we have for the Anaconda. It will take you to the same screen. This is what you will be able to see. Now, if you want to use your previous code, what do you have to do? You have to click on the upload. Then you can upload the code that you have downloaded and then you can open it up. Let's say that if I open this code, yeah, I need to click on upload, then it will be there. Now if I open it, I will be able to see this. So one more thing, when we are going to read the file, let's not talk about this for now. Let's go back to the file that we have and let's see what do we need to do on this file, what exactly this file says, all that stuff. Let's look at this file. So everybody please open this file on your Google Sheets or on your Excel. If you know how to use Excel, you can use Excel as well. So open your Google Sheet or Excel. So if you are on this file that I have shared, which is this cost revenue dirty file, open it up. Once you open it, please type yes so I can continue. Okay, great. So Now I have my file in here. So I have different column. Let's see what this rank is. So I have a column which is ranked. So if they are the website that we have downloaded this data from, they have given a rank to different movies. They have given different rank to different movies, so it is not of a concern. We don't really need it. They have given the releasing date. We are not concerned about the releasing date. They have also provided us with the movie title. We really don't need it. Then they talk about the production budget. This is going to be something which is important to us. This is something to be. Then the second one, which is the worldwide gross, this is also going to be important for us. Then if we talk about domestic gross, then it is not important for us. So what do I have to do? I have to select all those columns which are not important for me. So I'll select this one, I'll select this one, okay, this one, this one. Then what do I need to do? I need to delete these columns. Now you must have this data. You have two variable that we talked about. We will be requiring two variable. With one of them will be the production budget and the other one will be the worldwide budget. So everybody, I guess they are able to do it. Now we've talked about once we gather the data, we need to clean the data, and that's what we are doing. We are doing the cleaning. We have deleted the data which is inaccurate, which we don't need, and we'll also do the formatting, incomplete and missing value. We'll try to remove the missing value. So let's see what are missing value. For now, I just kept it very simple that which value we are removing. So for now, what we are saying, if there is a value, if there is a, we have some budget and we don't have a value for the worldwide gross, so we will be deleting that value. If I go down, there are so many values which has some production budget, but they don't have any worldwide gross. So this is not going to be good when we talk about training a model, when we talk about learning. So this is not going to work good for us when we talk about the learning or applying a model. We cannot fed these values, or we can do the filling as well, but that is not going to be accurate. We are just going to delete those values. So there are so many values that we have here. So how can I find out which values are supposed to delete? Let's first of all sort them, that I can see how many values that I have which have a 0 as their worldwide gross. Select all of them, then go to data, then click on sort range. Go to data, click on sort range, then select the column B, then click on sort. Now as you can see, I have a data which is in this format basically. So I can see that let me see that how many movies are there which does not have, which have 0 as their production budget, which doesn't have a production budget. So let's select them. Okay, can you repeat? Okay. Okay, so we select all our data. I'm going very slow. If somebody is stuck, please do let me know. Because if you miss on few steps, then it is going to be a problem, I guess. So if I go and select all of these, I guess I can do Shift plus. So I have select all the values, right? All the values except the one, the production budget and the worldwide gross. I've selected. So everybody, please do the same thing. Select all the values, then go to data, then go to sort range. Kompal, are you able to follow? You said you asked me to repeat. Are you able to follow now? Please type yes or no so that I can know. Okay, so we click on sort range, and what do? We'll leave it for now at least. Let's click this one. Then what we'll say, we'll click on sort. Now we have sorted our data. So Compal, are you able to do this? I guess you should be. So then what we're gonna do, we're gonna delete all those values which have 0 as their worldwide gross. Let's delete all of those values. So we have close to 558, close to 350 values which are not good for us, which have missing value or which has missing data in them. What I'm going to do, I'm going to delete all of them. For the simplicity, I'm going to delete all of these rows. Now I have deleted these rows, and this is what I have. So how many rows are there now? Let's check. So I have close to 5,335 or 34. This is the number of rows that I have. So everybody got the same thing? Please type yes or no. You missed the part. Okay. Moinik, what we did, we uploaded the file in our Excel. Then what we did the sorting. We selected our data. We had some missing value. We selected by sort range. We selected the column. Okay, I'll explain it to you again. Okay, let's go back. Okay, now this is my data, right? This is my data that I have. So it has some missing value. Yeah, as you can see. So I don't want to use those values for now. Let's say I want to delete them. So what I'll do, I'll select all these values. I'll go to data, then I'll go to sort range. Then I'll keep data as a header now. Then what I will do, I will say sort them according to the worldwide gross. I'll say sort. Now if I go back, just give me a second. If I go back, then I have this data in this format. Now Moinak, are you able to follow? Are you able to follow or not? Please type yes or no. Thanks. Okay, great. So now what we are going to do, we are going to select those column which has 0 values. So let's say I've selected them. Let's go down. How many values are there? Yes, so I have close to 358 values. What do I need to do? I just need to right click and then click on delete rows 252 to 358. I am going to delete them. Now I don't have any missing values and I have deleted all the missing values. I need to do some formattings also. So as you can see in my data, I have a dollar sign, I have some commas as well. So I don't want that in my data. My model, or you can say I cannot feed this data to my system. That's all I can say. So I'll select all of them. And what I will do, I will go to format, then I'll go to number, Then I'll go to down. There must be an option. This, hang on. Yes. Okay, format, number. Then we have some option. I'm not able to see that option. There is an option as move format or something like that. It's something related to that. Number. So, okay. Last option will be custom format. Why it is not showing? I don't know why. Okay, let's see now. Go to number. Then I need to click on more format. Then I need to click on custom format. So everybody, are you able to do this? Please type yes or no. Great, great. So we all are on the same page, and that's all I wanted. Great. So click on custom format, custom number format. If you go here, you can see there are different format which is available to us. So we need to select the second format that we have, 0.00, and then click on apply. So now this is the kind of data that I have. I don't have any dollar sign, I don't have any commas or anything. Now one thing that I want to do, I just want to change my header name, because this is not going to be read by my Python. So let's give it a name that I have given in the file. Let me open it. I'm going to give you the same name, and you should also do the same. Yeah, I'm going to give it the name as production budget, production underscore budget USD. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to say enter. Then also I'll say, hang on. Yeah, worldwide underscore gross underscore USD. This is the name that I'm going to give it to the header. Now, this is the file that I have. So, which custom number format are you using? Moinic, you're not able to see my screen? I've shown it multiple times. Okay, select all the values, go to number, then go to, yeah, select the format, go to number, then go to more format, then go to custom number format. I need this one. So sir, that's why I told you to use Google Sheets, because you might have different versions of Excel and you might face difficulties in that case. That is why I said we should all be on the using the same platform so that everybody can follow, right? So this is the file I have. Now I have also saved this file in the as a clean revenue.csv. If somebody is not able to do that, what I can do, I can share the file with you, the clean file with the name and everything. You can use this particular file. If you are not able to do that, that's totally fine. So this is the file. Now you can open this file. So everybody please open this file. I'll also open it up for you just to show you. I'll go to my file, open. Upload. This is a CSV file. This is not an Excel file. This is a CSV file. So I'm going to use this file as a clean, and I'm going to open it up. This is how my clean CSV file looks like. Everybody should have the same file, otherwise we will face problem while running the code. Should have the same file. So download the file that I have shared in the chat window. Now we have done the formatting. We have collected the data. We have removed the missing value. We have removed the inaccurate data, and formatting also. Incomplete data has been removed. Now let's see what is going to be the next step. Now we have gathered the data, we've cleaned the data. What do we need to do? We need to explore and visualize the data. Because just by looking at the numbers, you will not understand anything. So let me show you some numbers, then you might feel the relation. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to restart my kernel and do this thing. So what I will request you all to open a new notebook and start typing it out. First of all, do one thing. Upload the CSV file that I have given to you in this particular folder. The ML project folder that we have, click on upload and then select the file, the clean revenue CSV file. Then you will have that file up here. This is the file, clean revenue CSV file, which I am going to use. So everybody did it. Please type yes. Then we can move on. Everybody did it, so we can move on. Please type yes or no if you are stuck somewhere. We'll try to help you out. Everybody, I need responses from everyone. What about the others? Nikhil did it, Pranav did it, Harshita did it, Gaurav did it. Please repeat the upload process. Okay, yeah, sure. So okay, so you might be on this some folder, or when you open your Jupyter, you might see this window. Then what I asked you to do, you create a new folder. Did you created the folder? Gaurav, did you created the folder? Please type yes or no if you have created the folder, then I'll tell you the next step. No. Okay, you are not on Anaconda. Okay. So same thing happens. Same thing goes with that. You will see the same option. I see. I get it. Now I get it. Yeah. You will see the same option. I've shown you that. Okay. Yeah. Let me open it that again. Then let me show you. There are same option. Tryjupyter.org is just like Anaconda. There will be an option to upload the file at the top of the screen. So if I go try classic notebook, wait for it to open, I'll show you, don't worry. So are you on this page? Gaurav, are you on this page? Gaurav, I'm talking to you. Please respond. Yes, great. So you need to click up here. It will take you to your dashboard. Click on this point. It will take you to the dashboard. Please do it. And then leave. Then it will take some time and it will load it for you. Now you might be seeing these different folder: binders, example, exercise, tools, all that stuff. Are you able to see this, Gaurav? Good. Now, so you can compare it. This is our Jupyter Anaconda Navigator. This is Jupyter Notebook interface, and this is the one for the Jupyter org. It's same. There's no difference. The difference only is this is running on cloud and this is running on your local. Yes, this is running on the local. Jupyter Anaconda is a notebook is running on your local host, and this is running on cloud. That is the only difference. Now, how you need to upload the file? Just need to click on upload. Select the file wherever you have downloaded it. Select the file. Let's say this is my file. If I want to upload it, I'll open it, click on upload. It will get uploaded in that particular folder. Now, what do I need to do? Once I uploaded the file, I see it's there. Then I can go and click on new notebook. It will show you new notebook. So everybody must be on this notebook. So are we on the same page? Are we on the same page? So we can start. Please everybody type yes. How to get new notebook? Okay. Okay. So you can click on this point new and then click on Python 3. It will create a new notebook for you. If you have already this interface open, then that's fine. You don't require new notebook. Okay. Now we are going to make some imports. First of all, we are going to import pandas. So pandas, this is the library that I said at the first place. This is somebody have already written this code, how we can read our CSV file. So what we are doing, we are just using the functionality of Panda in our code. So how can I do that? How can I get Panda functionality which somebody have written to upload the file in my Jupyter notebook? How can I do it? What do I have to do? I just have to say import pandas. That's all I have to say. Please everybody do this along with me. I'll type it in the chat window as well so that we don't make any mistakes. After typing it out as pandas, what does this means? Now, if I want to use pandas in my notebook, every time I have to say pandas, because pandas have different function. For reading file, they will have some function. Okay, so what we are going to do, we are instead of using pandas, I want to keep it simple. I will give it a alias. I'll say import pandas as pd. This is the alias that I'm giving. You can give it like X, you can give it your name, but that will be of no use because again it's going to be a bigger number, bigger word. We need a simple word, short word. So we'll say import pandas as pd. So everybody, are you able to do this? Please type yes or no so we can proceed further, so I can upload my file. Great, great. Everybody, we have like 18 people, right? So I need responses from all. I don't want that I'm on the third or fourth step, then you are asking how you did the first step. So everybody follows, right? Now what I am going to do, I am going to create a variable. Let's say I call this variable to be data, and I will store my data in this variable. By variable, you can just say I'm giving a name. Instead of calling clean.csv, I just want to give it a simple name. So if I want to use in my program, I can use it. So I'll say, let's say data. You can give any name that you want of your choice. Now I want to use the functionality of pandas to read file. So they have a function already defined. We are just going to use that function. How we can use that function? Let's see. We'll say pd dot read underscore csv. Then we'll give round brackets, and then we'll give these apostrophes. Are you guys able to follow? If you are on the same page, then what you should do basically, you should go and copy the name of the file that if you have uploaded in the same folder, go there, select the name of the file so that we don't make any mistakes. Otherwise you will see big errors. So what we are going to do, we are going to just insert the name of the file in this variable. Then if we want to run it, we'll just hit shift plus enter, just like we did at the cell, or just press run. So I'll say shift plus enter. Let's see what happens. So I did not get any error. That means the file has run. Now let's say if I do some mistake in the name. Let's say instead of single underscore, I put 2 underscore. Let's see what happens. So see, this is the error that you are going to get, and you are going to scratch your head after that. That how can I get this number of errors, right? So you need to make sure that, and this will tell you why you have these errors. This is the the advantage again of Jupyter. It will tell you the file cost revenue does not exist. So this will tell you why you are getting the error, so that you can go back and you can correct your error. So if I go back, if I correct it, it will run properly. So are you able to do the same thing? Did you get any errors? If not, then we can proceed further. Name data is not defined. Sir, you might be doing something wrong then. This is how you should be doing it. Name data is not defined. Lalit, you need to check, are you passing the same name of the file? What exactly are you using? Are you using Anaconda? Are you using Anaconda? Please type yes or no. Okay, so where you have your file, where did you uploaded your CSV? Do you have your CSV in the same folder? Do you have it in the same folder or not? Yes. Okay, just give me a second then. I think I'm doing it online. I'll do it. Yeah, it doesn't. Okay, just hang on. Okay, I'm doing it on this. So what I'll do it on my. So guys, if somebody is using online Jupyter, you can see I did not get an error. I was using it online on tryjupyter.org. If somebody gets error, they can also do this. I need to do the same thing up here. Let's see if I go back, if I run it. So are you getting star on the first column? Are you getting star on the first column? Or is that the run? There is no star because it's running. That means the cell is running. When we see star, that means the cell is running. No star. Okay. Okay. Now if I run it, it will work. Now if you want to check, just type in your Anaconda connection problem to network server. PD not defined. So you need to run this as such. Import pandas as PD. Pranav, you need to import pandas as PD. This is the first line of code. Import pandas as PD. So somebody was saying the file error was there. If you want to check which files you have in your directory, what you can do, you can just type ls. Just type ls and it will show you all the list of files. Now the name, Mr. Lalit, the name that you are passing inside the double quotes, do you have that name somewhere here? Do you have that name or not? Tell me please. Mr. Lalit, I'm asking you a question. Please do this and let me know so I can solve. No, that means you haven't uploaded the file at that location. Shown, but commands are not showing any color or it's not activated. Sunidhi, I did not understand what you mean by that. So Mr. Lalit, what you need to do, you need to go back to the folder wherever you have your notebook. If you have it here, if you haven't created any folder, then you can upload the file. Just click on upload and just upload the clean revenue, cost revenue clean file. If you are somewhere in the folder like I am and everybody is, let me delete this file first of all. So go, I am uploading the file. Yes, you should have done it already. So guys, if you miss on any instructions, you might get errors. That is for sure. So please pay complete attention, and I am trying to go as slow as I can so that we don't get any errors and we are on the same page. So you can click on open, select the file, open, then click on upload. The file will be there. If somebody is getting this sort of error, go and check if the file is there or not. Then go back to your notebook and then run this command again. Type ls, run it. And you should see the file name like I can see. There is a file which is cost underscore revenue underscore clean. So Mr. Lalit, are you able to do it? So we can proceed further, look into our data. How does our data look like? Great. Harshita saying she's getting name error. Harshita, the same problem you have. You didn't define the pandas as PD. So if somebody have any other error, please let me know. Any other error? Please type yes or no. If you don't have any error, if everything is good, we can go ahead. Good. Okay. Now let's do one thing. So have you run this cell? Have you pressed shift plus enter? Harshita, did you run the first cell? Need to go back and run it again then. Just run it, please. right? Is import pandas as PD, then run this cell, shift plus enter or run. The error is clearly saying the PD is not defined. That means the first cell didn't run. Harshita, please do it and let me know. Mr. Lalit, are you able to run this command now? Are you still getting the same error? Okay, he's not responding, so let's go ahead. So now I want to look at my data. Okay, he said, okay, then what you should do, just type pip install. What are you typing? Sir, it's it's not pandas, it's pandas, PANDAS. I've given you the code. Why are you not copying the same code and using it? Just write pandas, PANDAS. You are typing it out. You can clearly see the name error, sir. It says you are using pandas, PADAS. It's pandas, PANDAS. Mr. Lalit, please do it. Okay. Now that we have stored, our data in this variable. That means, what do I mean by variable? That means our data exists in this. That means if I'm going to use this word data, if I type data and hit shift plus enter, I will be able to see my data. So what can you understand from looking at this data? Can you understand something? What this data is telling, how the value are increasing, decreasing? Is there any relationship? Can we figure out something? Can we, get any information? Can somebody tell me? Please type yes or no. Okay, if you don't want to respond, that's fine. Now, what we're gonna do, we are going to visualize our data, because just by looking at numbers, we cannot understand anything. Now this error. What is the error, Mr. Lalit? It's still running. Yes, it might take some time. What is the error? Share the error with me. Data is not defined. Sir, you have to put equal to. You are using minus sign there. Oh my God. This is the code that you need to run. This is the code. Data equal to pd dot read underscore csv. Look at your code first of all before sharing it with me. That's fine, I'm here to help, but okay, let's go back. Connection problem with kernel. See, I told you, if we are using it online, you will find difficulties. Okay, let's focus for now, and after the class you can try these things. Okay, downloading Anaconda, and you can look into this. Okay, I'll share the notebook with you and then you can do it. So what we have to do, if we visualize our data, now if let's see, this is the visualization that I did. Now, are you able to interpret anything? Can you say anything about this data when you see this visualization? When you see this is my production budget and this is my worldwide gross, what can you say when you see this chart? Can somebody tell me? Is there any relationship that you are able to see in the data? No response? Okay, low budget, low revenue. That's great. Yeah. So that means, can you see there is a linear relationship? when the budget is increasing, the revenue is also increasing, right? We can see that if the budget is increasing, if we have when we were kids, we have studied graphs, so we can interpret this from that as well. That if x value is 1, y value is 2. If x value is 2, then y value is 2. Something of that sort. So if we plot a line up here, we can see there is a clearly linear relationship from the data just by looking at one graph, how much we are able to infer. So our hypothesis, the thing that we thought at the first place, that there is going to be a linear relationship, it's true. The data that we have collected and with the thought that we had that there would be a linear relationship between the data, the budget, and the revenue, it's true. So everybody, are you able to understand what I'm trying to tell you? Please type yes or no. Great. Now this is basically when we are solving any problem, we build some hypothesis, which without when we start approaching to that problem, we need to have some idea that how can I solve this problem, what could be the relationship. Without looking at the graph, you have to think that in your mind. So we thought that there will be, or there could be, a linear relationship. And when we plot our data, when we collected our data, cleaned the data, and when we saw that there is clearly a linear relationship, what else we can interpret from this? We can interpret that there are lots of movies which are produced which have a budget of approximately $100 million. These are the movies. In this section, you can see there is a dark color. That means there is dense points are there. That means it has lots of points. You can see other points, the intensity of the point, the contrast, and you can look at this point. So this is what we can say after visualizing this data. So tomorrow, what we are going to do, we are going to visualize our data, and we are also going to look at some other functions tomorrow. So for now, what I will do, I will just download this notebook and I will put it in the file, and I'll share that with you in the drive. So after the class, you can go ahead and you can try out this notebook. Let me go and upload it. So just give me a second. Now this is the file that I have, and I wanted to share this file with you all so you can have it. Yes, you can get the recordings. The team will share the recording with you. I think you missed on few things, Shayad. You can watch the recording, and then if you have some doubts, we can talk about them tomorrow. So before we end this session, if anybody have any questions, you can ask, and you can tell me, did you understand what I tried to explain you? Was it difficult? Okay, I have some issue. Yeah, you have an internet problem, I guess, Shayad. Yes, you need to fix that. So did you understand that what we discussed today? Was it too much for you to grasp? Was it easy? Can I have some responses, guys? No responses. What about the others? It was easy. Understood. Understood the concept. Great. So tomorrow we'll look at the theory, that how does it works basically. Great, great, great. Okay, so tomorrow, what I'll say, it was released. Okay, great. Tomorrow, I want more responses. I want more interaction tomorrow in the tomorrow session that we're gonna have, and we'll try to look at more code tomorrow when we jump into tomorrow's session. Okay, we're gonna look at more code. So there will be more coding,